up, everybody? I know you're all super pumped for the next episode of TA Outdoors podcast. Got my buddy Colten Martyn on the other line here. Me and him have been in contact for a good minute now. I've been trying to get him on the pod, but in my very finite knowledge of podcasting and technology, it was being a pain in the butt. But some little Chinese men on the other side of the world helped me out, so here we are. Me and Colin, you're up in Alberta, right?
Yeah, the Great White North from you guys.
Alberta, Canada. You guys are probably pretty brisk out there today, huh?
It's actually on the warmer side today. This week actually is in the pluses. So.
Oh shoot! Look at that in the pluses.
It was like minuses, and now she's in the pluses. So it's melting really fast, and then it'll just probably hammer us with a deep freeze again.
Right, that's how it goes. But yeah, if you could just tell the listeners your name, what you're about, what your injury is, and who you are. Just give a little intro to yourself, and then we'll go talking hunting stories from there.
Yeah, well, name's Colten Martyn from Alberta, Canada. Here, I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic, and I guess I'm an entrepreneur in the hunting world here. After my injury, I've been dedicated to getting back out there, trying to hunt more and just stay in the outdoors, as it's, I don't know, kind of a getaway from the whole mindset of the injury. And it's the best way to get away from all your thoughts and stuff, I think. So my biggest goal was to just get back in the woods as fast as I could. And I was able to do that. And I guess from there, it's like a thing I've been good at, I guess, is hunting. And after the injury, it was my biggest fear was not being able to go out there and do things like that. So I was glad I was able to figure it out. And I guess here we are trying to figure out how to get other people back doing it, because I think a lot of people get in their mind that once they break their neck and they become in a wheelchair, their life's over. So nice in different ways to be able to help other people in our positions to kind of move forward with getting out of their room and, I guess, still living.
Absolutely. That's why this podcast exists, to get people outdoors and back into nature. And I know I can 100 attest for myself. That's one of the main reasons I'm even back to like a normal personality, a normal person after going through like that bout of depression after my injury, was just getting into the woods, getting out into nature again. And I keep harping it on this channel, you guys. It's God's country out there. There's a reason country folk are happier and more joyful than to be around than city people, because they're just surrounded by woods and they realize how beautiful it is out there. So get out there. Don't be lazy. Get out of your head. But Colten, brother, what was your first hunt after your injury? And if you can kind of dive into like the logistics of, let's say you're talking to a C5, C6 quadriplegic and you're trying to tell them how to get out there and how you did it. Can you just give us like the synopsis of your first hunt and how you got back in the woods?
Yeah, well, I was in the hospital and I came across the Chad. Well, I don't know how to say his last name. Wallaga. Yeah, Able Outdoors.
Yeah,
seen one of his videos. I'm like, wow, holy crap, here we can still do it or whatever. So in the hospital, they had OT therapy. She's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to shoot my bow. She's like, laughs at me. She's like, that's what you want to do? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you don't want to feed yourself or anything? I'm like, if I can shoot my bow, I can feed myself. Like,
yeah, right.
pretty minor to use a fork, but to figure out how to use a bow again, that was my biggest goal, I thought. So they brought in a little toy bow and played around with that, shooting at the wall or whatever, just kind of doing something other than sitting there dwelling on stuff.
Right.
And from there, got out of the hospital. So my accident was October 20th, 2020. And then I got out of the hospital April 2021. So I got out of the hospital and my cousin found this piece called the draw lock. and we got it put onto my bow. Well, actually, I used a woman's bow. I got an old carbon Eva Shockey bow because I didn't want to just go all out on my Matthews at first. So I got this bow set up with this draw lock, and then my dad built this thing out of like a camera tripod to hold it. So it's a mechanism that someone pulls back my bow and it holds it at full draw, and then I can like kind of use my hand to hold the one piece and then pull the trigger with my other gimped hand here. And from there we just kind of set it up and I was able to shoot again, and then from there we just kept building and making things better. And but I guess for the first hunt we had that tripod piece and then it broke, so then I got a piece screwed to my foot plates so then it would still hold my bow. And then my buddy took me out, we were putting up cameras and stuff, and basically just trying to find spots where it was close enough that we could still get the wheelchair into, because I never had a track chair at that point. So driving the old minivan, ripping through the hayfield, freaking bouncing around, getting close enough, putting up stuff.
Country living right there, bro.
Oh yeah,
I've been there.
Just friggin' bagging an old blue van across the field there, just trying to get to a spot we can get the wheelchair into, and got some bales set up in a circle with some mesh and whatnot, making a makeshift blind where these deer were crossing through. And then so it was like September 1st, I wasn't able to go out because of the rain or something like that. So then the next day we went out ripping in the old blue van and got into the blind, and I think it was a couple hours. The deer come out, they presented me a shot with the bow and smoked it. So it was 4 months out of the hospital. I was able to harvest a deer with a bow again. So
I love it. How did he get the bow lined up on the deer?
I just kind of had the trail where he was walking by all the time, and I kind of, with my tilt chair, I could adjust up and down. So I kind of just got set up and visualized like this deer's gonna walk by right here. So I waited, and so when he walked by, I stopped him. I think he come in and stopped right, perfect spot. And like it's almost better to be lucky than good any day, especially in a wheelchair. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a firm believer in you take what the mountain gives you. Like in our position, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. In my position, dude, like if I'm out hunting wood, hunting for deer, and a small forky walks by, and it's you're on let's say I'm on a 5-day hunt. It's anything past day 3. If it's brown, it's down. My personal saying is you take what the mountain gives you, and because if you don't, that might be it. You don't know, like if you get a golden opportunity, take it.
Oh, 100%. And then with stories probably coming on like a little further on, we'll get into other stories of mine, but I agree with that. But at the same time, it's got to be willing to put the time in, I guess, is a big thing these days. A lot of people ask, it's like, how do you do it? And I'm like, well, it takes a lot more thinking, I guess, than anything. And really good friends and a support group is big. Like, to be able to do it myself, I wouldn't be able to, because I need like good friends and family or whatever to actually put the time in to help me. It's just my thinking process, I guess, goes into overdrive, trying to figure out where to sit yourself, and like a lot of things, a lot of variables come in. It's like where to sit, how to sit, and like where to position yourself, how to get to a spot without spooking the animals. And then once they go by, if you can't get a shot, how to get out of there without blowing the whole field out. Like it's so much more than just sitting there for 5 minutes and thinking something ain't coming by, so you just get up and start walking. It's like you got to sit yourself for the night or like the afternoon and just be in a good spot.
Yep. Yeah, I've had plenty of 9-hour, 10-hour sits, man, just sitting there watching. And throughout the day, when you're in those, when I'm in the blind and and I pull those like all day, long day sits, constantly doing your weight shifts to keep your skin, you don't want to get pressure sores, constantly doing your weight shifts, piss whenever you can piss, but you got those little stories throughout the day that'll play out. You know, like you watch the squirrel, he'll go and he'll get his nuts, and you watch him put his nuts in the tree, and then there's the barn owl over there, and you watch him hunt mice for a little bit, and then you go and you take your nap, and there's a little story. You know, there's just little stories, man. And I absolutely love just sitting in a blind by myself, dude. Like I can sit all day by myself and just God willing, you know, something comes out, but just having that peace and quiet, you know what I mean? Or like throw my phone on airplane mode, not dealing with the phone at all. And you just sit there and you just I don't know, man. Just enjoy life, I guess, as much as you
Oh,
can.
take everything for granted, I guess, is a big thing. Like you see a lot of stuff, and you're just lucky enough to still be out there to see it. It was a one big thing that hit home for me was when I was sitting there and it's like see the animals. It's like, oh, I'm still able to do this, and then it's kind of stuff you think like before your accident, you just whatever. I'm going hunting now. It's like another day you're able to hunt. It really hits home to be able to still sit out there and watch the animals come by, and gives you a lot more respect to for the ability to still do that, I guess.
Right, that's definitely one thing I learned through my injury was take advantage of what you can, dude. Like I had like when I got hurt, I ended up lawyering up, and I had a lawyer, and he had a client that he hurt his neck so high, all he can do is move his eyeballs. Like dude, it could always be worse. You know what I mean? And just take everything God gives you and run with it. Anyway, so yeah, so that's a sick story. So I'm gonna, if you guys are interested in, if you're a C5, C6, or in any of the C injuries out there, and you're interested in Colten and his story, go on Instagram. It's ColtenMartyn, Colten Martyn. His first and last name just straight up, and he's got all his hunting photos, and he's got photos of the rig, his archery rig, a lot of stuff, dude. But man, he killed some absolute giants, bro. I mean, I just did a podcast, and I was talking with the guy. I was like, yeah, I'm about to do a podcast with my buddy. He's from Alberta. And we always harp on each other. He's always like, "Oh, you're shooting all this game." I'm like, "Yeah, but I may shoot all this game, but everything you shoot is freaking giant, dude." And yeah, I'm super, not kind of, I'm super jealous, dude. Like, you just hunt toads, huh?
That's what Buddy said there. Well, after I shot that first one, 4 months out of the hospital, it wasn't a big one by any means, but it was the start of the old wheelchair career behind the in the hunting woods. And my buddies are like, "Wow, we thought we were gonna actually have a chance to like get ahead of you, and here you are still killing stuff." And then after that, things just I was starting to figure it out and how to put myself in places where the bigger ones were, and the time of putting trail cameras and trying to find things in the areas I was able to access. It was just a lot more work went into it that I never put in the time before. I tried to just took more luck and spotting and stock, and where now I got way more time into figuring out where to put myself. And that's another thing that gets frustrating is knowing where to go and not being able to go there. It's freaking logs or to train. Just that's the worst part, I think, is
I hate that.
knowing where you want to go but you can't get there. It's just very frustrating, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Knowing before your injury, you would have just hop, skip, and a jump, and you're there. And now it's like, well, there goes that. I mean, yeah, like we're gonna have to come to that conclusion, everybody. Like, there's gonna be spots you guys can't get to. You know, it is what it is. You suck it up. You pull your pants up, and you keep on going, dude. And if you figure it out and you figure out where to go, you figure out where you can access, and yeah, you go from there.
Yeah, like a big thing is fences. Like before, it's like, oh, I just hop over the fence, and now it's like, ah, oh, damn, there's a bloody fence. And so the whitetail I got this year, there was a fence, and so I got the girlfriend to get her. Took some fence and pliers. She pulled out the staples like halfway and twist them so we could pop the wires in and out.
Yeah.
So it took like almost a month to get the damn deer because I missed him early, and then after that he kind of eluded me for a while till he started coming back again. So every time we went and sat, she would pop off the 2 top wires, pop off the bottom wires, the 2 fence posts, and she'd stand on the 2 bottom wires and like hold the top 2 up so I could drive through it with my chair. So, and then just pop the wires back in the staples so the cows wouldn't get in there or whatever. But it's just little things that you don't really think of before that you got to go to now. It's how to do it without being like stopped by like, well, a fence. So what are you going to do? Like, oh, we just pull these staples out and then we just separate the wires and I could drive through and pop it back in. And it worked. And was able to get in there. And I think it was almost a month straight that we were sitting. Well, we weren't sitting every day. I think it was almost a week straight that we sat, and we finally connected and got that deer. And once you do that, it's just a way bigger accomplishment knowing that you were able to pull it off.
Right, not having to depend on a bunch of people is huge. It's just huge for your mentality for sure, man.
Yeah,
I've gotten a couple where same deal, man. Just go out. Go out with a buddy and Harley puts in work, but we figure it out. So, dude, you're. Can you run us into this elk? You got a giant elk, man. I wanna hear this. I haven't heard the story about this elk, and it's been bugging me because I'm jealous. I want to hear a story.
So yeah, the elk I think was a couple of years out of the hospital. That was another one. Was a goal of mine was to get a damn elk with a bow. So I was grateful from one of my buddies there. His parents let me onto this 1 quarter of theirs they had, and they like basically let it for just me so I could have a chance in there. And I got the camera set up and all that on this one backfield and was trying to figure out where these elk were coming in and out. And finally, the year before I got the one, I had it all set up. I was sitting basically in, it was like a well site, an abandoned well site. I had a blind set up in the well site and they were all coming out. And I ended up missing. I hit the very high back of this bull. It was a really nice bull and just a heartbreaker that come into 40 yards and hit him high in the back and wasn't able to find him. And he lived
no man's
land. And I was very upset, mad, whatever. But then again, I just kept at it. So it was the next year, put in a little more work with trying to figure these elk out of where they were coming and stuff. So had the girlfriend come out and she would ride on the front of my track chair so we weren't putting any scent on the ground. Yeah. We would drive along the edge of the field. She'd ride on my foot rack or whatever, and we got set up on this one piece where the trail was coming out. And so we got set up in there, and all of a sudden the elk started bugling behind us, and so I was getting excited, and wind was good and everything, and all of a sudden the cows just start filing out of the trees, and I'm just getting excited, and she's never really hunted before, so she didn't really fully know what was going on. And I'm like, these elk are close, and holy crap, like, I'm getting just jacked.
Yeah.
And bull's bugling and everything. I'm telling her to get ready, and she's like trying to film or whatever, but had like 2 sticks in front of us that were right in the way as this bull come out, and she's ranging and trying to video, doing like way more things than she was even knowing she was getting herself into. And
yeah,
she's ranging him. She's 60 yards, and I'm like, okay, my last pin. And he comes out, and I whistled at him like a bugle, and the bull stopped, stared right at me, and just let out a huge bugle. And right as I pulled the trigger, and right in the lungs, like I smoked this elk, and I was so jacked up, just pumped, and this bull ran out to the edge of the field, stood there, and looked, and kind of just fell over. And I'm like, no bloody way, like this never happened. Like, and it was a bigger bull than I've even got with my working legs. Like, it was a big accomplishment.
That thing's a giant, dude. Did you get it taped?
Yeah, I think it was just, well, for around here, it was on the bigger side. I think it was 270.
Okay, like it's still got ivory tips, man. That's impressive bull, dude.
Yeah, especially when elk around here, you're lucky to get bigger than a 230. Like most our elk around here are shot out, but they got wicked genetics. So they hit like 2 years old, 3 years old, and they're like 5 points. So that thing was really nice to get around for around the home here. Got lucky with that one.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful elk, man. Congratulations. You touched up on this whitetail that you got this year. Everybody needs to go check out this target whitetail. I'm guessing I'm gonna give a guess and let me know how far off I am. Okay. All right, I gotta get on the right one. It's this one, correct?
Yeah, that was this year.
Okay. I'm gonna guess. Did you get it measured?
Yeah, I
Okay.
rough measured it.
All right. Don't tell me real quick. I'm gonna guess. I'm going 150.
You're like 10 too high.
146.
No, you were 10 too high the first guess. He was right at that 140 mark.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Beautiful, beautiful deer, beautiful backdrop. Trees are changing colors. Is that you and your girlfriend in the photo?
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. If you
Got
look,
a,
that's
got a
sick, man.
pretty ugly looking deer, I can say that. His
How's that snouts, dude?
nose is all messed up. He had half a tail, scars all over him. He's just an old bush pig.
Just a warrior, huh?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I mean, is it right above that's the trail camera footage you got of him, huh?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you knew he was hanging around the area, right?
Oh no, we had cameras all through there trying to figure him out so I could figure out where to put a blind because he was definitely really smart. So like we'd go and put a camera and like Jess would walk out and like try to stand in front of the camera to see if he get a picture and like come out. And that bloody deer would walk up, smell the tracks, and walk back in the trees. Like just super smart. So it took a lot of thinking to get that bugger. It's one thing to get a big deer, but to get one that's got some age behind him is definitely more of a challenge, I'd say.
Oh, 100%, because he's been through every different kind of scenario possible.
Yeah.
They're smart. Deer and animals don't get big by being stupid.
No, they definitely don't.
So run this. Did you get that one with your bow as well, or?
Yeah, I pretty much only bow hunt because it's one, the weather's a lot nicer for me. Like, don't have to worry about getting cold and stuff.
Right.
And I don't know, I just find bow hunting just to be way better, I guess, and just closer
100%.
ranges. And
Absolutely. I had a podcast with a buddy. He's a professional archer, and we dove way into it, man. Like you can see their eyes, like when it's colder out, you can see their breath when they're breathing. You can see their lungs going up and down, and you can hear them. You know, like if you're shooting someone with a gun, you can pop it 200 yards. You're like, oh, there's a deer, but that's about it. You know what I mean? You don't get that personal relationship with an animal like you do when you're bow hunting.
yeah, my biggest thing was anybody can pick up a gun and look through a scope and pull the trigger, but it takes a lot more practice and like time to put in to shoot a bow well and everything. Like it's not just something you pick up, pull back the string, pull the trigger, and you're hitting a bullseye every time.
Right.
A lot more variables come in to be a good archer rather than just picking up a gun, pulling the trigger at 100, 200 yards. It's just a lot more you got to put into it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a big archer, dude. I absolutely love it. That's my hunting rig right here, the Hoyt RX-8. Shot my first elk with it, and then I was able to harvest 2 pronghorn sitting over water with my old bow. It's now my backup bow, and then I just like shooting, man. It's super therapeutic archery because there's so many different steps to shooting your bow. You know, you gotta pull it up. I'm speaking for myself. You gotta pull it up. You pull back. You get in your draw. You get your hand knocked either on your jawline or under your ear, depending on which trigger you're using. Then you got to get your optic on the freaking your target, and then you got to line your pins up, and you got to calm your breathing, and all those steps into one. You're just concentrating so hard, and it really just gets everything else just goes out the window, man. You know what I mean?
And then the biggest thing is remembering all your steps in the heat of the moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Next thing you know, you miss, and then you're like, oh dang it, like I missed a step.
shooting paper targets is miles different than shooting an animal.
Oh,
It's
big time.
not even close.
Oh, big time.
And then trying to do all that too while you're shaking in your britches, you know what I mean? Like,
That's right. Oh, that's another funny. I forgot to add that part of the with that elk hunt or whatever. So after we were rolling up there with the girlfriend, like she's never hunted before I met her, and so this is all new to her. And we get up to this elk, and I'm just like shaking. She's like, "Are you okay? Like, is this like? Are you having like an AD? Like, are you having? Is there something wrong?" I'm just like, "Just go get the truck. Like, I'll be okay." Like I'm just like, she's looking at me like, "Man, there's something wrong with you." I'm like, "You don't understand. Like,
no,
this is
no.
something that just comes upon someone that's hard to explain unless you're in the spot and you do it. Like it's just an adrenaline, just something crazy comes upon you."
I'm absolutely addicted to that feeling, man. It is such a good feeling just walking up on something you were able to harvest, you were able to take down, and then ultimately feed your family with. It's huge, you know. Anyone can go to the supermarket and grab a freaking turkey off the shelf, but going out in the woods and like fooling an animal where like you're in its home territory, like it's way smarter than you are in its home territory, and you just have to go out there and fool it one time. It's a game of chess, you know. You play your moves, the animal will play its moves, and then you just have to wait for that one time for that animal to slip up, dude, and then you pull your trigger, you do your thing, and that's yeah so when I got hurt traveling the world snowboarding, and I after I got hurt I was bummed because I was like, man, I don't like I tried skiing a couple times. I was like, I'm not quite into this, dude. You know, I was like trying to find something where I could put like all my concentration and like my passion towards, and I couldn't find anything. And then my uncle took me on a doe on a whitetail hunt out in Kansas, and I shot my first doe. And dude, I was just my hands were just. Dude, I had like Tourette's or something, man. I was shaking like a maniac, dude. I was like, this is all I want to do for the rest of my life, you know. And I went home and I made a checklist of all these animals I wanted to get, and I'm like, all right, we're working the totem pole, you know. And then I went from like wanting heads on the wall to just wanting food in the freezer, man. That's part of the hunt too. You know, you go out there, you hunt, but that hunt can last an entire year. Or you know, if you sit down and you have a meal with your mom or your dad or both, God willing, and then you know, from a deer you shot 6 months ago, like that's still full circle, dude. Like that, you're still immersed in that hunt. At least that's what I think. I geek out on it. I'm like, man, we're still hunting, dude, from XYZ time ago.
Oh, exactly. And like that deer I got had a huge body. Like you can shoot younger deer and get enough meat or whatever, but like you get an older, bigger deer, you get a lot more. Like I think I got just under 75 pounds of meat off of that deer. Like that's all just packaged meat, steaks, and all that stuff. So it was pretty crazy how much meat you got off that thing. And then, like you said, you eat it all year, and it's all organic. You know what's in it. Like it's just healthy. Like, good to put in you to keep going.
Yeah, dude, there's just something. It's like a primal urge, where you get in tune with your ancestors. You know, like how they survived hunting and fishing, and they're the reason you're here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a bonding moment between you and your great 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 grandpa. You know, out there hunting furs and stuff like that. But yeah, man, super super cool. Can you touch on Martyn Up Designs? Like, what made you want to start that? what was the mindset behind it, what is it, and just tell people your business plan. People who, because a lot of people after they get injured aren't able to work for a while, and then it's. I mean, don't take this wrong, but like not everyone wants to greet the front door at Walmart. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
yeah, and so you're an entrepreneur, man. Let's hear your business plan. What's it all about?
Well, I don't know. I was always one for hard work over handouts, so I
Always.
couldn't just sit around and kind of get stuff given to me. So I started making weird designs on the old iPad with an Apple pen strapped to my hand, and it started with this. I don't know. I thought it was hilarious. It still is good. It's support your local handicap, and it's me in my track chair with a girl on my lap or whatever.
I remember when you first posted that.
Yeah, so I made that design and it just went crazy. Like I made some hoodies and like I think I sold over 200 of them hoodies that people just thought it was awesome. And then I was making weird little designs for people and they're like, "You should do this." I'm like, "Wow, I don't know if I'm." They're like, "You're really good at it. You got an eye for it." So that was I think a couple years after my accident or whatever, and then I just kind of went with it. So now I make designs for people and put them on hoodies and hats and get everybody decked out, I guess, and
Yeah.
go from there. And just, you have an eye for the detail. I have an eye for the detail and stuff. So from there, it just kind of grew and worked with a bunch of nice people that helped me out to kind of be the hands of the operation because my hands are, well, I call the quadriplegic. So I got a little bit of movement in this hand. So I don't get to do quite the hands-on stuff, but I can get everything put together for them to just press it on and stitch it on and stuff, and then still be a part of the whole program, and works out in my favor because they're willing to help and I help with all the things on the designing part of it.
Right. You do your part. You do your part. They do their part, and you're running a business, dude. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, I'm a big fan of I really like your design, dude. The Martyn Up design, the broadhead.
yeah, that I made some skull hangers and stuff too, and I don't know. I just get too much time sitting around. I just start twitching and stuff, trying to think of things I could make and try to. I don't know. It's just
I know exactly what you're talking about. Your brain's going a million miles a minute, but your body's like, I'm not going anywhere, dude.
that's like the joke or whatever. I can't run myself, but I can sure run my mouth, I guess. So
Yeah, right.
if my mouth ain't running, my brain is. That's for sure.
Um. So you're how into hunting now is your girlfriend, man? It looks like she's put down a couple critters, dude.
Yeah, well, it started out a really great thing for me because she was willing to come sit with me and help me get out there and everything. I'm like, oh, this is so perfect. Like, she doesn't really need to hunt, so she can just help me. And like, she
Were
doesn't.
you hold on real quick? Were you guys together before your injury?
No, I met her after my injury.
Dude,
So,
Angel, bro, you're psyched on that. Ring it
yeah,
up, dog, serving on it.
it was
Anyway,
awesome.
go ahead.
But anyways, they're out there. Like, she's willing to help get me in the chair, everything, get me out there, pull the bow, and just sit there. And her world was going so fast. It was nice for her just to sit out there and kind of slow down and just take everything in. So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I can do so much more hunting now because she's willing to help and all this. And next thing you know, I got her a bow and got her shooting, and she started loving that. And then it progressed and she wanted to hunt. So I was like, okay, we'll take the course and stuff. So got her all practiced up, and she passed her hunting exam and got her hunting license and everything. And she went out on her. She didn't get one with her bow the first year. The second year, she ended up getting one, and ever since that, it's like the biggest competition. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this totally backfired. Like, it was just nice for her to help, and I could do all this hunting. Now she's threatening not helping me pull my bow if there's a big one or whatever. She's like, oh, I'll get this one. I'm like, oh man, like what a kick in the nuts. Like, yeah, like that backfired. Like, all this time for hunting with me, it turned into now we got to split it up. Got to do like some coin flips and stuff. Who's gonna get the bow to sit with tonight and stuff. But it's pretty awesome in a way that she's willing to go above and beyond to help me do this stuff. Still, it's more than willing to help her succeed. And now she's getting really into the cooking of the wild meat and stuff, doing different things. She loves being able to do that, just with the different options. And just saving some money when you go to the old Costco and stuff. It's the price is pretty high when you do the math of how much meat you're buying compared to how much meat you can get when you harvest an animal yourself, right?
Absolutely.
So she's getting into. She just did some of these deer egg rolls, and holy man, they're freaking pretty good. All sorts of weird stuff. She's on the old YouTube and stuff, figuring out random things she can make and kind of just mix it in with the wild meat and just helps, I guess.
Yeah, YouTube University, man, it goes a long way.
That's right.
That's sick, bro. Yeah, my chick wants to get into archery. She wants me to shoot archery, man. But I tore my bicep tendon, right where the elbow bends, right on the tip of the forearm, right there. I tore that muscle, dude, and I've had 2 operations so far, and I've been out of the archery game for 6 months, dude. And it's absolutely driving me nuts, man. Like, I haven't shot my bow in 6 months, but yeah. So as soon as I get back on that grind, dude, my chick's gonna want to harp on me to get on it too. But on your Instagram, there's photos of your archery setup, right? I'm looking right at it, like.
Yeah, I think I got some close-ups or whatnot, but I actually, well, since doing this stuff and posting stuff online, I had a lot of people in my same situation of being in a wheelchair and wanting to bow, and again, they reach out to me and ask about my setup and everything. So I've been trying to work with a buddy. Is my buddy Colin? He's 21 years, or I think he's 20 years old, and he's got a crazy 3D printing setup, like can weld all this stuff. So he's basically my handicap engineer, I call him. So I get all these crazy ideas, and I tell him, and he's more than willing to help me do all this building. So he's starting up with printing stuff. So he's making all these designs and stuff to be able to make these apparatuses to help people in our positions and whatnot to be able to still do this stuff. So he's got the printed files and everything, and he's got this one piece that he made on a tree pod. Well, I think he's going to try to make his own stuff, but I got a tree pod, it's called, and it's got a swing arm, and he dismantled that and built the whole. It's basically like a camera tripod head that my bow whole thing hooks into. But it all started with like a 3D printed latch and stuff just to hook to my stabilizer, and he's a super smart kid, so whatever I put past him, he's more than willing for the challenge. So he's trying to get into the whole, I guess, disabled kind of helping aid things that he can build. So if you can think of some ideas or not, put it past him. He's all for the challenge of try to help build things to make things doable for us.
That's sick, dude. Yeah, if you guys, you're in Colten's position, you're quadriplegic, injuries in the season, you want to shoot archery, there's a way to do it. Go on his Instagram, Colten Martyn, COLTEN MARTYN on Instagram, Colten Martyn, and he's got close-up photos of his archery setup, and then you just message you there. People feel free to message you, right? You're more than willing to talk.
Oh yeah, definitely more than willing to help try to get people back out there hunting and stuff, because I don't know, I wasn't one for rifle hunting before, and that's kind of what we're kind of positioned to be able to really do as wheelchair users, right? Is rifle hunt, because one, it's distance, is hard to get close to stuff, and the archery setup was kind of hard to figure out, I guess, in my position, because I couldn't pull a bow as much as I tried, just with no triceps or anything, and I just didn't really want to shoot a crossbow, so I went out of the way to figure out a way to hook up the bow and got it basically into a vertical crossbow. And it's just, I don't know, nice, I think, to just look through a peep sight, line up your pins rather than a scope and crosshairs, in my mind.
Yeah. 100%. I'd way rather bow hunt any day of the week. But there are those people out there who are going to be more inclined to the rifle for those reasons. You're able to get farther out there. You're not able to you're not gonna get an archery range, and whatever your disability is, you use what you got to use in order to put food on the table. That's my opinion.
Oh,
I mean?
100%.
Personally, I
Oh,
just feel there's a more personal. You get more personal with your game with shooting a bow.
100%. And if there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to do it, you just got to find a way to do it differently now.
Right, logistics. You figure it out.
That's right.
It may take. I mean, it's gonna take longer. It is. No matter what, it's gonna take longer. But you're gonna get it done eventually. There's no such thing as failure. It's only succeeding and learning a lesson and learning different logistics and learning how to do this, how to do that, just different ways.
That's right. That's like this season. Coming up, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm going to maybe try to pull a moose tag, and then my dad's buddies got in his mind that he thinks he can get me within range of a bighorn sheep. So I don't know how the heck that's going to work. I don't think there's anybody in Alberta or anywhere really that's pulled off a bighorn sheep. So, and I asked him, I want to do it with a bow, and he's like, I think we can do it. I'm like, man, if you think you can get me anywhere within bow range of a bighorn sheep, I'm willing to try. Like, whatever.
Yeah, if you're willing to try, I'm willing to try.
That's right. Like, load me up. He's got a horse and wagon, so they're gonna load the wheelchair in a horse and wagon and do some wall. I don't know. It's gonna be a procedure, but if he thinks we can do it, I don't know. It's worth a try, I guess. And you can't succeed without trying. So.
All right, if they come down and feed into a grassy meadow at the bottom of the cliffs, I don't see why not.
Right. That was his thoughts, is getting in an area, and early season it'll be warm enough, won't have to worry about the snow. So see if there's something we can do. And I don't know, everybody says I got a horseshoe, wow, a whole horse up my ass. So if I got the luck for it, it's just to try to get out there to pull the horseshoe out and use it.
And pull one of those shoes out and let me borrow it, brother.
That's what everybody says. It's like, you don't got a horseshoe, you got the whole Clydesdale up in there.
All right. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's cool, man. Super stoked. Yeah, it's all just like having a strong support system around you goes an absolutely incredible way. And let's say you don't have a support system. You're by yourself. You are your own army. You know what I mean? Go on Instagram. I can't harp on it enough, dude. Instagram or Facebook, social media. Get on there and just start asking people like, hey, I'm interested in hunting. How can I go about it? Hey, do you know of a way that a quadriplegic can go and hunt deer? Or you go out there and you find people who hunt, and if they don't have the answers, I'm sure they'll know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. And it's just get yourself out there, get in, just let your voice get into the ether of, yeah, because like I'm saying, the outdoorsman world, like somebody down the line is gonna help you in the outdoorsman world. Like, you're gonna get out there, but you have to get out of your head and you have to ask someone. And you're not even talking to the person, dude. You're typing. What I did at the very beginning is I wrote like my little hunting resume or whatnot, and starting podcasts, and I would just copy paste. I'd find people who hunted or who had a podcast, and I would copy paste my hunting resume, and like, this is what I like to do, this is what I'm about, da 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 da. Started getting on podcasts, and then started opened up my own podcast, and then I've been on several hunts just from researching online. You can research foundations or 501c3s. I just did a podcast with Camo Dreams Inc. They take sick kids from the age of 9 to 19, and whatever animal you want to shoot, they'll get you on it. So get on there, Google, internet, use the internet. The internet's your friend. And it's your fake friend, but it'll help you find real friends. It'll help you find real friends who will get you in the woods, you guys. I just can't say it enough. like, gotta move mountains, but you have to bring your shovel, dude. You gotta put in work. And yeah, what do you think, Mark? What do you think about that?
Well, the biggest thing I can agree with is don't be afraid to ask. Like, we're in this position, and as quadriplegics, we are the ones that know the most about our injury. Like, yeah, doctors, they have books and stuff, but they don't live the day-to-day life of the injury we have, right?
Yeah.
So, as a quadriplegic, the best answers you can get are from other quadriplegics, and don't be afraid to ask them. Like, they're more than willing to tell you their problems, and the conversations are helpful in more ways than one, I find. And they, or we, I guess, anyways, have the best answers for you if you have them. And if not, like, we'll teach you things or help you learn things about yourself. And the biggest thing I found is you got to relearn your whole body. Like, there's things that'll tell you things that you would never even have thought of. Like, we have no feelings, but your body gives you signals to know something's wrong. Like,
Yeah.
like the autonomic dysreflexia is huge. Like, it's your body's signal of telling you there's pain or something's wrong. But
Something's wrong, dude.
you can't feel it, but your blood pressure goes up, and you find different signals to tell you your blood pressure's up, and then you just figure it out from there. And it's a whole number system and doing your checklist of what's wrong and what's causing your issue. And for the most part, people that have been in the chair the longest will have the best ways to tell you how to figure that out yourselves. Like, it's crazy. Like, you can't figure it out on your own as a new wheelchair user. You gotta ask and not be afraid to ask. It's coming from me. I was never one to ask. I hated asking, or not asking, but I hated asking for help and stuff.
Yep.
But now it's like you got to, like, can't be scared to not ask. Like,
it is what it is.
That's right. Like, you're gonna figure it out one way. It's easier if you got help from other people that have lived in the shoes that you're in now. Like, it's not a common thing for people to live with a disability, so why not ask the people that are in the same shoes as you?
And there's a lot of us, man, and unfortunately our demographic keeps growing.
Yeah, that's right. The faster cars don't help, that's for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, dude, thank you so much for coming on, bro. I appreciate everything. So, and if people want, like I said before, if you want to get a hold of Colten, or Colten, right?
Yeah.
Why? I'm looking at your sweater. I'm like, Martyn. I was like, his name's not Marty. Like, what? Sorry, guys. Colten. Yeah, if you guys want to get a hold of Colten, cool.
Holy man, you're all sorts of whacked out here.
Yeah. All right. Good. Here we go. If you guys want to get a hold of Colten and you want to ask him any questions, find him on Instagram, Colten Martyn on Instagram. I'll put his social media in the description below. And I'm going to start putting foundations in different 501c3 companies that take people hunting and take people in the outdoors. I'm going to start putting these in the description. And if you guys can do me a massive favor, like this video and click subscribe, because the more you do that, the more it gets this video out into the YouTube world, and the more people in wheelchairs with disabilities are going to see it, they're going to hear it, and they're going to find their answers. So like the video, subscribe, and be super stoked. But at the end of every episode, I just let everybody know that I give this show all glory to God, and I just want to thank Him for doing what He's done to get me where I'm at and to give me just the opportunity to go hunt. So if you guys don't mind, if you have ears to hear and eyes to see, I'm going to say a quick prayer real quick. So here we go. Father God, thank you so much for this opportunity this evening, Lord. Thank you for Colten and letting him spread his wisdom, Lord God. And I pray that those who need to hear it will hear it, Lord, and that he'd be able to touch hearts and souls and just get fellow quads out there and out there in nature, and that all these things could be done according to your will, Lord. And just thank you so much for this podcast. I pray that you would let it blossom, Lord, and I pray that your name would be glorified in all that we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate your time, dude.
No worries. Thank you for allowing me to be on here with you.
Be safe.
Take care.